Hey.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Jorge Blanco. Is this your first time ever being in this studio?
Yeah, first
AMP
time.
1037 in Dallas. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
I understand you're a pretty busy dude. You got a lot going on.
Yeah.
You got your song. You got your guitar.
Yeah, there it is.
You got your guitarist who's going to be playing with you.
Ah, man. Mike.
So I think we'll do a quick little interview here and then hopefully hear some music.
Totally, yeah.
Is that cool? So this song which we're going to hear is Summer Soul,
Yeah.
right? So tell me a little bit about this song.
Well, Summer Soul, summer's coming, so it's totally good timing for it now. And I feel Summer Soul represents freedom, because in summer you can do whatever you want. So I really want people to feel related to that, you know, hear Summer Soul and really feel they're in the place, wherever they want to feel free, with whoever they feel free to. So that's the idea of Summer Soul.
Well, it's a great vibe. I wish that I still had my convertible because it just makes me want to like put the top down, drive around on a sunny day. That's why I'm trying to wear bright colors. I'm trying to push this gloomy weather away.
You're ready to go.
I know, man. Well, if you're not familiar with Jorge, actually, here I'm gonna share this real quick on Facebook. Jorge is a very accomplished actor. I don't want to brag. You brag about yourself. Talk about some of the things that you've been in over the past decade or so.
Yeah, I started 10 years ago in this reality show for Disney Channel. For Disney, to do a movie, it was like the High School Musical Mexican version. And after that, I started doing a lot of stuff with Disney. And the last thing, it's called Violeta. It was a show that went huge in Latin America and Europe. And we traveled around the world, did like almost 300 shows, sold out shows. It was a great experience, super fun.
So you've been doing this for a long time. I understand you say you were a shy kid?
Yeah, I used to be really shy. Just sing for myself, nothing else, just home, and yeah.
So like, how did you get over being shy to being on stage in front of thousands of people?
Well, this fair came out on school when I was like 14 years old, and it was like a thing you could either sing, dance, perform, whatever. And my parents were like, "Yeah, you should try it," and I was like, "I don't know." At the end, I did it, and I loved it. I loved it since then.
So what advice would you have for kids who want to do what you're doing? They see you doing all these amazing things on TV and on huge stages and on YouTube, but they might be shy and they might be scared to do that. How should they overcome it?
It's like, just try. You got nothing to lose. Don't be scared. Just be yourself, and everything's going to be fine. And yeah, totally. Like, be yourself. Do it as you're like in your room doing it, and as long as you do what you want to do and you trust yourself, everything's gonna be great.
Now, before you found out that you had such a knack for performing, what did you want to be when you were a kid growing up?
Well, first when I was a kid, I used to say, like most of the kids say, like, I want to be like my dad. Then I figured out, I was like, maybe not. Like, my dad does system engineering. I figured it's not my thing. Then when I was like in high school, I was like, I don't know, I just want to finish high school first and then figure it out. Like, I didn't want to like go crazy on, I need to do what I want, what am I going to do? I kind of always felt I wanted to do music. I don't know when, how, or if it was going to be like more production or just a musician or anything. This audition came up, I went, and it kind of like chose me before I chose a career.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. And I see that you speak like 4 or 5 different languages. How do you keep them all straight? How do you do?
Well, I love language. I just like the fact of going to a place, try to learn new things, and try to communicate myself. And I mean, I couldn't tell you I'm like super fluent right now because I've been rusty. Like, practice is it's a thing, man. It's really hard to keep up. But I try every time I can, or every time I'm with a friend from wherever, I try to do my best.
Now, I don't know if you've seen this video of Jorge proposing to his fiance. It's all over the internet, and it's awesome. I want to hear like because I'm getting married here in like a month, man. But I went through that same thing, like proposing, and any guy who's ever done it, you know, like, I'm sure. I mean, you played it off so cool. Like, you didn't look nervous at all. But like that whole day leading up to it, like, what was going through your mind? Like,
I mean, it was hard to build the whole thing without her noticing because she's really good at guessing. Well, girls usually are really good at guessing, so it was hard to keep it as a secret. And then everything was cool, everything was fine. Then when I started singing this song I made for her, I was like, oh man, this is happening. And then I started like feeling super nervous. I try to play it cool, but it was crazy though. I was like, it was super exciting though, super emotional.
And you had the cameras rolling too. I can't imagine. Like I know that I had like tunnel vision. You know, like when you get dizzy, like you can only like that's how I was. But you pulled it off, and it looked awesome. Thanks. So another question: how do you deal with being on the road? You know, away from her or away from your family. How do you keep close to your loved ones?
It's definitely hard. I mean, well, luckily now with technology, it makes it easier to try to keep up and being like connected to everyone from far away. But still, I try to find. Anytime I have, it doesn't matter, even though it's like weekend or something that I can escape and see her and my family, I try to do it because it's important, you know. It try to keeps your head fresh, it keeps you with your feet on the ground, and it's always good. Either you escape or if anybody of them can fly and come join you, that's kind of like the best thing you can do. As long as it doesn't matter if it's 2-3 days, it's always like super refreshing. It's like energy up again.
Well, you are staying very busy right now. I'm sure doing a lot of this promo, a lot of interviews. Your single, I didn't realize it's going to be featured on ESPN.
Yeah, it's going to be
beginning next month, beginning July. How did that come about?
Well, it all started with a good relationship with ESPN. I mean, I did this thing special for Hispanic Heritage they do every year, and they have a musical guest. So I went there and I did a song, and after that we just kept on being communicating with each other, having a good relation. They started asking if I had any song for some other event, and I was like, no, but I could try to write something related like with sports, and they were like, oh, that's great. So it's been like back and forth, super just cool vibe and all that. And then they were like, oh, do you have anything we could do for the MLB Summer League? And I was like, yeah, well, what about this song? And they loved it, so kind of happen naturally.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. I'm super happy.
You got that coming up here next month. You're also featured on the Cars 3 soundtrack. How cool is that? How did that come about?
Oh man, well it all came from Disney. I mean, all the family, they were like, hey, we're thinking of you, maybe putting you in the soundtrack. And I was like, wow. I mean, I've always been a huge fan of the Pixar Disney movies, plus the Beatles. I mean, who doesn't like the Beatles? And they were like, yeah, we were thinking of this song. And I was like, yeah, I love that song. That's amazing. And we just did it, and it worked out. So, yeah, it's been great.
Wow. Well, let's get to know you just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Do you have any secret, hidden talents? Obviously, we know you have tons of talents. What's something that not everybody knows about you, though?
Something not everybody knows? I don't know. I know how to beatbox. What else?
Can we hear a little bit?
Oh yeah, totally.
How do you even learn to do that? That's incredible.
A lot of free time once in
a lot of free time
once in a while, just doing stupid stuff with your mouth.
I'm impressed. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Go-to karaoke song. I used to do a lot the She Will Be Loved, Maroon 5.
Maroon 5, yeah.
Classic. That's a good one. I like that. What else? I don't know.
Okay, the Maroon 5, that counts.
That's a good one.
What is one song you wouldn't be upset if you never heard again? Like, you've heard it so many times, you're like, I can't. Like, there's songs that I hear, and I'm like,
yeah,
I don't want to hear it anymore.
I don't know. I don't know if I have that one song. But I definitely go through that, like, time whenever you hear the song so many times, you kind of need a break after a while. You know,
there's a fine line between, like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite song right now, and there's just, like, that.
Totally. Sometimes, like, in purpose, I don't want, like, I want to stop listening to it because I don't want to end up hating it.
Right.
You know, even though it's a great song, it's like, okay, I'm going to give it a break, so I don't want to hate the song I love. So that happens, like, all the time.
What is your most used emoji?
Most used emoji. Lately, it's like the guy showing the teeth, like.
Yeah. Okay. Who's the last person you texted?
Last person I texted was Mr. John Nicholson from Hollywood Records.
He's in the other room right now. He's a very important guy.
Yeah, busy guy.
Big shout out to John. Who is the you don't worry about name dropping. Who's the most famous person in your cell phone?
Famous person in my cell phone. I don't know.
He's being humble. Or he just has so many he's trying to.
No, I don't. I mean, I got a couple friends, artists, Alex, Elise, Zach, Yeah, I don't know.
He's being humble. That's all. What is the best way for a fan to get your attention on social media? I know that you have thousands and millions of followers. So if I was a super fan and I wanted you to notice me, what would be the best way?
I mean, I always try to read them and see them and let them know I'm looking at them. I don't know. Whenever I see something different, something special coming from them or whatever, or I like them to feel I'm close. You know, I like them to feel I'm just a regular person like them, like anybody. You know, this is just a job. And every time, like, I love the fact whenever they're asking for advice or anything, personal stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'm always happy to help. And that's another reason why I do music. And it's a big opportunity to have, like, to be a public image, you know, to be able to send a message and be there for people and people to really follow something. And if a message is, if I can make any difference in anybody, even though it's a small thing, that'd be cool.
What's your is it Snapchat? Is it Twitter? Instagram? What's your favorite social media?
I think it would be Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, it's the one I like the most.
2 more questions. What's the craziest thing a fan has ever given to you?
Craziest thing. I don't know. Very funny. I mean, sometimes if they see me saying I like something in particular, or if they see me wearing something in particular, then they start giving me all these like gifts about that stuff. Like, oh, he loves this, boom, boom, boom. I remember they once saw me with this Minions t-shirt, but I had a cool t-shirt, and they started giving me like tons of stuff, like hoodies and stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, I do like Minions, but okay. It's funny though.
I'll take it. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
totally.
Obviously, you have a lot going on with Summer Soul right now, and the ESPN deal and Cars 3. But what is going on for you now through the end of the year?
Now, well, we already put together a band, so I'm as anxious as all the fans to get out there and play. So we're putting a show together. We already have like 6-7 songs like ready to go for a live show. So I'm really focused on now of like hopefully having some shows soon and just some stuff live. I'd love that.
Speaking of live and shows, do you mind giving everybody watching on Facebook Live?
Let's do it.
Can we hear a little bit of music?
Let's do it, yeah.
All right. Maybe move the Facebook Live a little bit closer. How about that?
Yeah.
Let's move it right.
Perfect. Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
Your name came up.
Who's name dropping?
Despacito. I can't. He does a great Despacito.
We're gonna do a acoustic version of Summer Soul.
Perfect.
1, 2, 3, 4.
My mind, just keep it up. I go insane every time I feel your touch. You wanna taste of a good life. Well, here it comes. I'm so damn close. Don't let go. I got the summer soul. Wearing nothing tonight. Say cool. keep it up. I go insane every time I feel your touch. You wanna taste of a good life. Well, here it comes. I'm so damn close. Don't let go. I got the summer soul. Ooh, 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 ooh. I said, hey, blowing my mind. I go insane every time. I got the summer soul. Da-da-da-da-da, summer soul. Don't you stop it, 'cause it feel like summer soul. Falling in love with your touch. I said, hey, blowing my mind. Just keep it up. I go insane every time I feel your touch. You wanna taste of a good life. Well, here it comes. I'm so damn close. Don't let go. I got the summer soul. Ooh, 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 ooh. I said, hey, blowing my mind. I go insane every time. I got the summer soul.
Woo! Wow. For somebody who was a shy kid, that's pretty amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Incredible. Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you. You guys have one more?
We do.
One more pull out of your bag?
Totally. Should we cover?
Sure.
We got a cover mashup.
Incredible.
You might know it. Might recognize it.
Es que ya llevo un rato mirándote. Tengo que bailar contigo hoy. Vi que tu mirada ya estaba llamándome. Muéstrame el camino que yo voy. Tú eres el imán y yo soy el metal. Me voy acercando y voy armando el plan. Solo con pensarlo se acelera el pulso. Ya me está gustando más de lo normal. Todos mis sentidos van pidiendo más. Esto hay que tomarlo sin ningún apuro. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Maybe you just hate the thought of me with someone new. You just want attention. I knew from the start. You're just making sure I'm never getting over you. Quiero ver bailar, pero quiero ser tu ritmo. Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Déjame sobrepasar tus zonas de peligro, hasta provocar tus gritos. Suave, suavecito, nos vamos quedando poquito a poquito. Cuando tú me besas con esa destreza que quiere caricia con delicadeza. Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos quedando poquito a poquito. De que esa cabeza es un rompecabezas, pero para montarlo aquí tengo la pieza. Oye, ¿quieres mi atención? No, mi corazón. Quieres mi atención, pero entre tú y yo cómo hacerlo en una playa en Puerto Rico, hasta que las olas griten ay bendito, para que tu sello se quede conmigo. Pasito a pasito, suave suavecito, nos vamos quedando aquí. Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Pasito a pasito, suave suavecito, nos vamos quedando hasta provocar tus gritos y que olvide este apellido. You just want attention.
That's incredible. Woo! One more time, Jorge, you got anything to say to your fans here in Dallas?
Well, thanks for everything, for all the support, and go check out my new single, Somersault. Love you guys. Thank you.